What's up, YouTube? Smells like Vin here, and I'm gonna be bringing you guys an album review as per usual, with my hair looking all sorts of fucked up because it doesn't really matter. Anyway, you don't watch my videos for my ugly ass face. A couple things before I start. I am done with my classic main series, which means I will be going back into the whole kind of random reviewing thing, where I just review whatever I'm listening to at the time. But I really enjoyed doing like a series, and I'll definitely do that again with another band. Don't know which band it is yet, probably won't be for a while, but from what I heard from the comments, you guys enjoyed it, and I'm happy. So, second thing is, I am 16 away from 100 subs. 16 subs away. If you guys could maybe share my videos with some of your friends who also enjoy music, to maybe help me get to 100, I'd really appreciate it. And if you do, you can let me know that you did, and I'll give you a sub, to kind of return the favor sort of thing. But, you know, so, yeah, let's talk about the album. And the album we're going to be talking about today is Suicidal Tendencies by Suicidal Tendencies. Now, Suicidal Tendencies were a interesting band. I believe that they're still together today. I know they broke up in the 90s, and they got back together, and I'm pretty sure they still play shows. But Suicidal Tendencies were just one of the most interesting bands, because they started off as a hardcore punk group with metal influences. This album in particular, their debut, is mostly hardcore punk-esque stuff. But then their second album, another really good album, Join the Army, was basically thrash metal. And the band just went down that path, and they just had this weird hybrid. And they're part of what is known as, the crossover genre, which is hardcore punk and thrash. And that whole idea is kind of cool to me. You know, to be honest, I love hardcore punk, and I'm just getting into thrash metal right now. In fact, just like I think maybe like 5 days ago, when I heard Join the Army, you know, I was never like a huge fan of thrash metal. I love Slayer, but it was always a genre that kind of just I never really paid attention to. But when I heard Join the Army, I was like, this is awesome. I'm like, you know, if this is what real good thrash metal sounds like, I want to get into this. And so I got a Testament album. I've been listening to a lot of Slayer. Probably gonna get Overkill, you know, Sodom, good stuff like that. But yeah. So, like I said, this album is mostly hardcore punk-esque stuff. And it was one of those albums where at the beginning of this year I was really into hardcore punk, and I still am. I haven't gotten over it. I'm listening to tons of like Black Flag, Circle Jerks, Bad Brains, Suicidal Tendencies. It's great. But I was just really in the mood for a good hardcore punk album, and I remember hearing Institutionalized and really liking it. So I thought, alright, I'll kind of seek out what that song is from, what album it is, and I figured it out, and I got it, and it it blew me away. The second I heard in the first song, Suicide's an Alternative / You'll Be Sorry, you hear that like laughing in the background, and I was like, this is interesting. And then it just explodes, and it's fast, and it's aggressive, and it's juvenile, and it's awesome. And I was like, whoa, and it totally hooked me. And it was just, I loved every song right away, and I've been listening to it non-stop since then. So yeah, the sound of this album, like I said like 4 times, hardcore punk. Yelled out vocals, really distorted, kind of almost light sounding guitars. The guitar tone is really interesting. It's very bright, but I feel like it helps the album. It kind of is really in your face, which is what the rest of the album is. So I like the guitar tone. Drums are just pounding. The bass is not as audible, but you can still hear it. And the cool thing is, the band has a really great flow. You get 1 minute song, to like 2 to 3 minute song, 1 minute song, 2 to 3 minute song, 1 minute song, 2 to 3 minute song, and it kind of goes like where each song kind of serves a different purpose. Like for example, you get I Won't Fall in Love Today, which is like 55 seconds. Straight up, in your face, extremely fast hardcore track. And then you get Institutionalized. It's like 4 minutes, contains a lot of spoken word stuff. And Institutionalized is one of, in my opinion, one of the greatest songs ever written, ever. It has a perfect mesh of like funny, but at the same time, really serious, and kind of sad in a way. And the way that plays off, like you don't know whether to laugh at it or feel bad for Mike, who was the band's lead singer. And it's a weird combination, but it's a song that I love. I listen to it all the time. It's a great song. And then after that, you get Memories of Tomorrow, which is another just not even, less than a minute hardcore punk song. So you get these little segues, but each song on the album kind of fits, and it has a purpose that it's serving, and that's really cool. So that's the first thing I love about this album, is the flow. The second thing I like about this album is just the sound in general, and the sound is extremely youthful, I guess you can say. When I think hardcore punk, I think like Minor Threat. I think like early Black Flag. I think very juvenile, but at the same time not too immature music that I can just put on and really feel, really relate to, really get behind. And I'm a young person, I'm 16, so I guess that's perfect. But this album is one of those albums that if you're in like a kind of angry mood, you put it on and you're like, everything they talk about is so like, it's like anyone can relate to. I don't feel like it really alienates people too much, at all actually. The production is fantastic. It's actually really perfect because it's not too clean, but it's not too dirty either. It sounds extremely tight, and it has a nice kind of clean sound to it, but it's not where it's like it takes away the edge of the album. Another thing I like about this album is the metal influences. Take a song like Two-Sided Politics, which is again another one of the just 1 minute punches in the face. The song just explodes the second it starts, and right as it's getting into the meat of the song, and it's like 20 seconds in and the verse ends, there's just this guitar solo that just whips through the song. And that's one thing I love about this album, is the guitar solos. They're almost like Slayer-esque kind of guitar solos, which I don't even think the Slayer's debut was out yet. I know it came out the same year, but I don't know if it came out after or before. But just really kind of chaotic sounding solos, and it fits the songs very well. And the band knows the perfect time to use them. For example, in Institutionalized, the whole song during the spoken word part is just, I think, improvised solo, and there's just kind of a riff that just goes down, that riff, but then you hear this like kind of noodling around with the guitar in the back, and it's really cool. The drums on the sound, like I said, are great, extremely pounding. The drummer is doing some pretty interesting things. He does the, just that kind of standard hardcore, the cut time kind of thing, just faster, and with the, the 1-1-1 on the hi-hat, but a lot of the times he's doing this weird thing, like in the song Possessed, the beat just goes, just a normal beat, but and this takes a lot of coordination to do. I can't do it. I play drums, as you guys probably know, and I can't do it. I've been trying lately, but he's hitting the hi-hat, so you just get this, like these almost like blasts on the hi-hat. Sounds really cool. Makes the songs really intense. And yeah, this is a great album. By far one of the best debut albums I've ever heard. Definitely up there with some of the best albums of the 80s by far. Got a hair in my mouth. Sorry. Close. But yeah, it really is a great album. It's an album that totally blew me away the first time I heard it, and it continues to do so. Like, I listen to this album, I'm listening to it at least once every day. It's only 27 minutes, so it doesn't take up a lot of my time. And it's a fantastic release. So, if you're into hardcore punk, if you're into just aggressive music in general, I would just check out this band in general. They're a great, interesting band. They're unlike any band I've ever heard. Everything about them is just awesome. I love them. And I'll probably be reviewing Join the Army soon, maybe. I'm not sure, but most likely. So yeah, if you guys could share my videos around, help me get to 100 subs, I'd really appreciate it. Of course, I'll sub you back if you let me know. And, yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Check the sound out. It's great.